Hello, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCalSabre here. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to do a few turns for this Franklin game from Worthington Publishing. Today, we're going to be using the November 29th Spring Hill battle. There's the Spring Hill, there's Franklin, and then there's a campaign if you would like to do so. But I'm going to use it Spring Hill for a couple reasons. The main one being Franklin's on the opposite side of the map. And in the Franklin campaign, the Union forces barely do anything, but they're they're all sequestered and they fight. That's it. Whereas in the Spring Hill campaign, both the Confederates and the Union are going to be doing some moving, maneuvering, and fighting. Okay, this is to the north down here. Most of the all of the Union troops will be coming in from up here on the Columbia Franklin Pikeway, which is this white road, and running down here. And this is an important exit hex, 1912, for wagons and all kinds of different stuff going on. And then there's casualties that'll figure it out. And the southern, the Confederacy will be coming up from the south, up here, and then in from the southwest. Okay, these two units that are on the board are garrison units. They're from the local area and the reserves and the guard or whatever you want to call them. And they've been sent orders to go down here and set up some perimeter defense outside of Springfield or Spring Hill right here. So, and they have, when I talk about being in command later, these two units here are always in command. Okay, the first thing we do, the Union always gets the first move on each turn of this scenario. So the first thing we're doing in command phase. The command phase means they have to be within 3 or 4 of their leaders, and when they're not even on the board, they're considered in command phase. Organizational phase. This is a phase where you get to where you will be building earthworks and things like that, but there are none in this particular game. So we will be skipping the organizational phase every time. And then we're going to have the offensive artillery phase. We're going to have the first time we're coming through, there's nothing going to be happening there. So the first thing we're going to be doing is the Union movement phase. Okay, Wagner's whole division. You can see Wagner's a division commander, and he's under Stanley, who's a corps commander, 2-star. Okay, this whole division is infantry. Now, they get a road bonus coming down here if they are in column formation. But column formation does some nasty things for them too, like it doesn't allow them to fire and anything. So we're going to we want to these guys are trying to get down here. Wagner's been given orders to get down here and set up some defenses because they know the Confederates moving. They want to get down here and surprise them a little bit. So we're going to put each one of the units in column. And on the turnpike, they get 3-to-1. Okay, so they're coming in as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to go just down to here. So they get 6 movement points in that. So the next regiment's coming in. And they're going to make it all the way down into here. They're not dismounted, they're in column. And the last one will make it down to here. Now, if they'd had enough movement left, they could have got out of column, but that cost 2 movement points. So then we have Stanley and we got Wagner. Stanley's staying back here. Wagner's going with the first. So, all intents and purposes, pretty quick. That was the Union's first turn. So then we would go into a rally phase where you can, if guys were, routed, you could try to do morale checks and so forth like that. Okay, now it's the second player's turn, and that is the Confederacy. We got Chalmer coming up here from up the Mount Carmel Road from the south here, and he's got a full division of uh, cavalry division. And they are going to be mounted, and they got some artillery with them. It's going to be limbered. And so cavalry movement is 9. Okay, so they're going to be moving up here. They're going, but on this road here, it's a 2-to-1 ratio on this road. Okay, so we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he sees those guys up in there. So he's going to go into there, 5.5. And then he's going to use 2. He has 2 movement points left to flip over to dismount it. They can't fire and mount it. Okay, so the 2nd division's coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're going to move into here and dismount. Okay, so now we have the artillery coming in. They only have 6 movement points, so we're going to go 2, 2, 3, 4. He's going to stay right here, and then he's going to unlimber. Because you can't see this guy's from the trees, but he can see this guy up here. And I don't think I can. Now, if you guys understand the game more than me, please put some remarks in here. This is in this earthworks. Okay, does that mean nobody can see him? Or only the people next to him can see him? Now, they have line of sight. The rules are clear about that. But if he's in the earthworks, can he be seen by this guy here? I'm just going to say yes because he's artillery. All right. So that was a player number 2's movement. All right. So now what we have is called the 2nd player. Okay. Now we're going into the combat phase, but the first step is a defensive fire. These guys here cannot fire because they are in column. These guys are in column, but this guy here is going to be able to fire on there. Okay. So we're going to be looking at that 13. I'll try to bring stuff up so you can see it. So we're going to looking at 13. It does not matter that what's underneath there right now. So we're going to go 13, and we're going to roll 1 die. I'm going to roll the and it's a 7. So we're going to go down here to 7, and this 1, this means that he's going to take that much damage. Okay, he's going to take that many sacks and makes a morale check. So we're going to take a look under there. This is where we're going to play with those. It was a 6. Okay, so we're putting this under there to indicate he's now down. Oh, he was a 7. He is now a 6. Now he needs to make a morale check. Morale comes in 3 different colors: green, black, and gold. Going to roll 1 die. This guy's going to roll 1 die, and with the black die, since the commander is not with him, he needs to get a 7 or below to win the morale check. Okay, and it's a 5, so he's fine. Okay, so now I was the only guy that can fire. Now these guys can fire, okay, because they dismounted. They were smart. This guy can only fire during offensive fire, so that's be the next time around. All right, so these guys here that are dismounted, they're an 8. They're going to fire at this group here, try to break through it right there, that 17, do some damage to that big group. Now, did I just say an 8? Yes, an 8. So we're going to go in this column here, but they're going to get one column shift to the right because firing at a unit that is in column. Okay, so we're going to get 8, and then we're going to look one to the right. Confederates are going to roll their die again. It's a 3. So we're going to go to 3, 3, and there's no effect on that one. But what that did, because in columns, once they get fired on, they automatically switch the line. Okay, so that was for that one. Now this guy here, they know they want to try to get this road, but they didn't. I think they got it. If I remember correctly, Chalmers up here anyway. I should have put him up there. We'll put him right here for now. And the if I remember correctly, they got surprised. They thought this was a small force up here, and it was a pretty good size force. So anyway, they're going to try to make a damage. They're going to try to hit this guy here, this 6 guy. All right, and they are a 7. Okay. There's an attack dice roll modifier of -2 when these guys are in the earthworks. I just looked that up in the back here. The earthworks, it's a -2 attack dice roll. So his 7 is going to be in this column here, but it's going to be a -2. So 7 is a 5. All right, so we got an M. All right. The target makes a morale check. So that's not too bad. This is the now he's got a commander with it's a 7, the black. The commander on a morale check reduces the die by 1. All right, so 7's it's a black core. They're going morale check. 3 is fine too. So everybody is fine right there. Okay. So we're going into the rally phase, and there's nothing to do. There's no panic markers. Nobody got upset or anything like that at the beginning. All right, so we're going to be going into turn 2, which is 1300 hours on the 29th of January. There's going to be no activity from the south on this turn here, but there will be from the north. As Corps Commander Wilson, Cavalry Corps Commander Wilson is going to be coming in with 2 divisions of cavalry and some artillery from the north up there. So the first thing they want to do, they want to make sure everybody's in command. That's what you got to do. Everybody's in command. 1, 2, 3. Everybody. Well, I didn't check them. These guys are in command because they're within 4. Yes, within 4, unless they're on the they got injured and they're on the repelled side. And they have to be within 4 of their respective division or corps leader. Well, these guys are right in between all of them. Okay, so the first thing they're going to do since the fighting started, Wagner is going to take these guys, use 2 movement points and put these guys into the line. Stanley's over here and says we're going to go in a line also. Okay, so they ain't not going to be moving anywhere else. Well, maybe. No. Okay, so here we come with the first corps, which is Hatch's Cavalry Corps. They're coming down with 2 cavalry and 1, yeah, and they're mounted. They're on a 3-to-1 there. Okay, so we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 5 and 1/3. You can pass through. So Stewart's going to go 6, and then right here. Okay, and they are not dismounted. Okay, so his next group of guys is coming in, and they're going to come in. I better count them again. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 1/4. Because they got 9. You can actually send them away, but I don't know if I want to send them away yet. Okay, and here comes their limbered artillery, which gets 6. Okay. They're right in the town of Springfield in Hatch's we've got a real problem now because somebody's going to be out of command. Oh, his corps commander might be able to save him on this one. All right, so Hatch is going to be up here. He was up here. He rode up to talk to Wilson or Wagner to see what's going on. Okay, now Johnson's coming in with a whole division of cavalry. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. 4.1. That's going to cost extra to go over there, I believe. Yeah. No. 5-1. 6-1. 7-1. Okay, and then some more cavalry coming in. And artillery only needs to be within 4 of any commander, but they're only going to get 4. Okay, limbered artillery gets 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so Johnson is in, and he's gonna stay here with Croxton. So now everybody's going to be in command next time. So here comes Wilson. We've got 2 Reserve Corps artillery coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 3, 1. And he's going to flip to make it 5-1. Okay. Wilson back here with these guys. That's the best I could try to figure out what to do with them. I got a little bit of knowledge of the battle, so I'm trying to think about what was going on and I'm trying to think about what did. This is, like I said, this is a big exit point down here. Okay, they're going to be moving their wagons down. So we're going into that was we got defensive fire. The first one, these guys here are going to fire again. This time they want to try to push Lane back, so they're going to fire at Lane this time. Okay, because they're going to be going to their offensive, but the defensive fire goes first. They're an 8. 8 Confederates. 8-8. Okay, 8-8. That's a 1. Take one step and makes a morale check. It could be a problem because these guys are green, so they're gonna lose a step, which is a loss for towards the end of the game. So it can be 16. Now we're gonna do a morale check, and there's the green. They don't have nobody with them, so it's green, and they got to have a 5 or lower on their morale check, and they didn't. They got a 9. So that means they are routed. Okay, so we're going to put that routed marker right on top of them. They're going to have to retreat. Let me double check the rule. Okay, unit that is routed uh, retreats 3 hexes. They got to go away and try to get back to another entry point. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3, get around to the back up here because they want to cross that was subjective to them to do. Okay, I don't know if that played that right. I'll leave the help to you guys that just read the rules. He was right here when he's got to retreat, following the retreat rules. And the retreat rule says he must retreat towards a entry point, which is up there, not here. That's not towards it. That would be the second one, but that one wouldn't have been. So I'm going to say he's going to go. He can go through the other guys. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. But if he's still stacked after 3, he continues going until he's clear. We're just going to subject these guys to a lot of there. And we put a panic marker where he left. Okay. Now he could move into there, but then he's going to get it taken away from his other partner here. And he doesn't know if he wants to do that either because this road is their main objectives. The main objective of Hood pushing up here before their battle is to get this road blocked off so that the Union can't get through here like it's trying to do right here. Okay, so now we're going to go to chop this guy here. He's going to be shooting at this division here. Okay. No, you thought he's going to shoot at Stanley. He's at 21. He's going to shoot at him. He's a 7. Okay. This is defensive fire. We're still in the Union thing. 9, he's a 7. And he lost the 1. And he's got to do a morale check. That's 13. I got to find the right thing. I like this game so far, but I am not real keen on using these type of things. So now he's down to 12. He's got to do a morale check, and he's a green also. So he's got to get a 5 or below, and he doesn't. So now he is routed. Okay. We'll get that out of there. Let's get a panic marker in there. What that's worth. Okay, and we're going to route out of there. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. And during a retreat, a commander, as long as it's within 2, can stay with anybody that he wanted to stay with. Okay. Now he'll just stay with them for right now. I just retreated. How did I retreat? Retreated the wrong guy. This guy's routed. 1, 2, 3. And I did forget something at the beginning. We're still, but the beginning of theirs, they could have done offensive fire with their cannons. They had this guy ready here. Stanley's going to decide to stay with these guys. All right, so that was still their move, their the unions. So now we're going to go with uh, the Confederates. I don't know what happened to this guy. Why did I move him out of there? I must have been looking at something because he was up here. All right, so now they can't fire there because of their. They can see this guy here. This is their offensive artillery fire. It's got to be within 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. They got a line of sight. I'm just saying they can see they know they're there because these guys are up there and they're telling them there's a guys in there, so they're going to lob some artillery into there. Okay, and here we go with the Confederate artillery. It's a 3, it's a 5, and it's no effect. Okay, so now that was their offensive artillery section, and so now we're going to do the movement phase. Oh boy! Oh, and he's fired. This guy's fired because he fired and he can't move during when he's fired. After he fired, so I can't flip him and move him. All right, so these guys here, they're just kind of staying right where they are. Oh, I forgot. Go back, go back to the rally phase for the first guys. Okay, the Union. We remove the panic markers. Okay, it should have been another one somewhere, and I don't know what I messed it all up. Okay, now these guys that are routed, they can try to come back and uh, they can do a route check to try to get rid of the routed marker. So that guy's a green, so he needs 5 or less, and he didn't get it. This guy's a green also, and he did it. So his routed marker is removed from him on that garrison. Okay, so now we back there. We did the artillery phase. Okay, and they shot their artillery and missed. So now it's their movement phase, and they're not going to move. Yeah, this guy's going to move. He's going to move out. So it's going to cost him extra to move out of there. So that's in there. This is dismounted. They treated like art or like infantry then. So they're moving out of there. So that's onto the road is okay. So that's 1 plus the 2 is 3. And then he's going to move in here. He's going to try to go after lanes, chase lane a little bit. Uh, this guy is not going to move because he can't leave and go into the same zone of control from the same guy that he just left. So the first guy going to get defensive fire is this 17 right here. It's a 16 right now. All right, so and that's the Union guy getting defensive fire right here. 7 on the 16. He's taking 1 damage in a morale check. Okay. Okay, there's his 1 damage, takes him down to 7. His morale, and he's a gold, so that's a good unit there. That's 9 or below. Oh, look at that. And he got an automatic routed. Holy mackerel. All right, and so he's routed. Okay, so they did route. Okay, so now he's going to has to retreat 3 back towards there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so on the defensive core here we got Wagner, 21. 3 on the 21. That's 1 damage. He is already damaged, so we're going to switch it to 5. And we're making him a morale check 7. He's a black. So he needs a 7 or more. That's a 5, so he's good for right now. But South's in a little bit of a problem right there. Okay, that was on the defensive fire. All right. So now we're going to go to offensive fire, and he's going to be firing, and he's only a 5 now. 5 strength right there on that curve there. All right, and oh, that's a good one. 9. So he's going to do 1 damage, and they're going to do a morale check. 21, the big one. And the morale check. The commander will reduce it by 1. He's a gold, so that's a big one. Zeros and a 10's an automatic 1, so that's no problem on the morale check there. So they're still hanging in there. So that was the offensive fire for the Confederates. And now for the rally phase for the Confederates. This guy here can try to do a morale check. He's a gold, and so he's going to do a morale check to try to get rid of this routed marker. And it should be, he's the one that got that 10 before. 8, and so he gets the routed marker removed. Okay, then we also removed fire markers. Let me double check on this rally phase. Yeah, we removed the fire markers. All right, so there we are through 2 turns. Getting a little crazy down here. This really hurt down here. All right, I think the Confederates going to have some stuff coming in 3. We'll take a check here. It'll be 1,400 on the 29th. The only thing the Union's going to have is one supply wagon number 1 coming down the trail. I'll put it up there for right now. At 1,400, and they're going to have forests. Yeah, and it's 1/2 of their movement rounded down. And this is an infantry. So there's 6. All right. Yeah, so it'll be 3 can move. So he's just going to move up here in the town. It's 1. This is clear territory. 2, 3. Just moving over to here. Oh, I didn't do offensive fire. I don't know if I got any. Yeah, I do. Nope, he can't see either because of them trees. Okay, so we are moving. He can't move, but he's gonna go 2. Then he can move. Lumber there. This guy's infantry. He's coming down. 1, 2, 3. He's going back into that where he got chased out of before to give these guys some support. Okay. Guys are going to flip to 2. Then he's going to go 3, 4, and flip back. 6. He's going to flip for 2, 3, 4, flip and 6. There was no offensive artillery fire. We're doing movement right now. This guy's going to stay here. Johnson going to move into here. And then they're going to dismount. Not routed. Had all these separated before. Dismount. Wilson's going to stay with him. And this core here, they're already unlimbered. They ain't got no real advantage of going anywhere right now. So they're going to get up here. Going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so that's all of the movement points. So now these guys got defensive fire again. Right there. And what are they firing as? A 5. I'd really like to get rid of this guy here. So they're going to fire at him this time. Okay, firing as a 5. Defensive fire, Confederates. 1. That don't work. That's nothing happening there. So now we got offensive fire. And these guys here are firing at them, and they're a 20. Where'd you put your pencil, Bill? Just put it up there so you can remember. Okay, here we go. Oh, and it's a 10. It's a 2R. They lose 2. So we're going down to 3, which I think is half of the back of that guy's side, which means he is now shattered. I'll tell you what that means in a minute. Okay, so we got there. We're going to be panicking out of there. Put the panic marker down. The R is routed. How many steps? Retreats 2 hexes. No, the R means takes that many steps, retreats 2 hexes, and makes a morale check. So there's hex 1 and 2, because he's got to go back towards there. He could have went this way, because there is an entry point for them down here also. So I think that's what we're going to do right there. A morale check. Oh, and he's a green. And he is routed. There was nobody else for him to get off with. So he just stay there with the routed for now. So they just did defensive fire for them. Now the offensive fire, uh, they don't have any. I mean, for their offensive fire, because the cannons can't shoot during this portion of the offensive fire. Okay, and so that's it. They can't do it. There's nobody next to them. So here we go. Coming in, we're going to have Corps Commander Forrest, Corps Commander Cheatham. They're both under Hood. Cheatham's got a big division here. He's going to send Claiborne up the road first. Claiborne's got all infantry divisions. So these guys are going to be in column. Here's Cheatham. Let's get him up there. Make it easier. So he's going to send his best guys in here first. All right, so this is a in column. And we get 6 as infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I forgot something there. Let me get this fifth one taken care of. 5.5 and 6, and he's going to hold up there, but he's staying in column. I forgot to do the rally phase for them, so taking that off of there, letting these guys do a roll or a green and 6. They didn't make it. Okay, so now we're back to Cheatham's guys. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to come over here because he wants to help out over there too. They're all in column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to go 6 right there. So Cheatham's going to be with, he's going to stay up here with these guys, with his good guys. Now here comes Brown, Division Commander Brown, and he's got a whole bunch of infantry also. I mean, a whole bunch. We know this is 4. 4. Okay, so the first infantry that moved under from Brown gang moved into here in column. Here comes the second one. 2, 4 are in column there. This is going to be a real mess here. And they're going to go out of, they can't stay there. And so they go 4. They don't have enough to change because of that guy. 4.5, they'll stay like right there like that. They're not in, they were in column and they still are in column. What a mess I got going here. Comes the next unit. This is, see if you can do something different. It's 3. 5. That's going to cost them an extra one to get in there. We go back to 3. 3.5. And they're going to flip. Oh, they don't flip. They're just not going to be in column anymore. Here comes the next guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, and they're staying in column. Brown, he wants to be up here with these guys. Okay, next is Bates's division of infantry. Road's getting many messed up here. Okay, coming in the column. 4. Wow. They're going to take some of those. They're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. They're going to flip to 4, 5, 6. They're going to do the same thing, but they're going to go 1, 2, flip to 4, 5, 6. I flip them and then I forget that I don't have to because they're not in column anymore. And this guy's here is going to 4. 1, 2, flip to 4, 5, 6. And Bates is with them. They're going to try to make it up here. They want to try to get it over there. There. This guy can move. He just can't. He's all right now. He's dismounted. Cavalry's treated like like infantry. So he's going 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we got Forrest and Cheatham. Cheatham, one of his guys. Oh, that's Claiborne. Oh, and Cheatham. Gotta make sure we stay in command. All right, so we'll put them. Oh, we got reserve cavalry or artillery coming in too. This will really cause the road to mess up. Unlimbered or limbered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These guys will go in here. And these guys here will just go into the woods there. And Forest, where are you going to be, buddy? I think we better go right in here. Or that's, yeah, Forest, wherever his guys are. None of his guys, but he can command anybody. So that was just the move. Now we got defensive fire by the Union. Okay, we're going to have this the 10 with the commander there firing. 10. -2 DRM. If this mounted cavalry are part of the firing, they're mounted. They can't even fire. So either can those guys. Wow, what a mistake that was again. Boy, oh boy, Bill. All right, so they can't even fire. This guy here, his infantry is going to fire. His what is he? He's a 16. He's going to be firing, and going to be firing at Claiborne's guys here, who are in column, which is going to take them out of column. So we'll see what's going to happen. 5. They lose 1, and they got to make a morale check. Okay, they were 15. 14. And a morale check for those guys should be good. They're gold. And it's a 9, close. All right, so they don't have to do anything. They did take a loss there. And these guys want out of column into line. Now Stanley's guys here, his infantry, which is now at 20. Boy, oh boy, these markers. It's going to be firing right here at these guys. All right, so here they go. This is defensive fire. 3. Morale check. but they lost. This was fired on, so they're in line now, and they're gold, so they should be fine. They're fine. Nothing happening there. And we got a defensive fire here with the 6. Okay, 6 and 7. Taking one hit and a morale check. 15, 14. Is a black morale. 5. He's good. A little damage, but that was okay. All right, so now we got offensive fire. Right, now these guys here are now dismounted. And they're going to be firing. It's a -2 DRM if dismounted cavalry are part of the firing group. Are they dismounted cavalry? Yes, they are dismounted cavalry. All right, so it's going to fire at this 10 here. 2 minus 2 is nothing. Okay, so this guy here, who's a 14, is going to be firing at Wilson. 4. Okay, morale check. They're a black. And they did not it. They are routed. Okay, they're routed. They got to do 3. 1, 2, 3. And they're going to do it. They got to put a panic marker in there. And Cheatham says, Claiborne says, I am going to cause havoc now. All right, so now we got Lowry offense. He's going to be fired. He's an 11, firing at Stanley's guys here. 6. Lost 1. And a morale check. 21, so we'll make that 19. Morale's a gold, so they should be all right. Whew, just barely. Now we got Cheatham right here. Oh, these guys are in column. They can't fire. So that is the end of the offensive fire check. So now we got this routed guy can try to make. I should have put a panic marker in there too. He can try. This is their time to try to make a morale check. It's a green. It's a 4. It's green, so he needs a. He's got a commander with him. He does. He needs a 5, and he doesn't get it even with the commander's help. All right, so that is that, and that is the end of turn 3. Well, I hope you like this. I'm about almost an hour into this. I hope you enjoyed this and give you a little idea how it's plays and so forth. As you can see, it can get kind of crazy. I'm not, in case some of you are studying I'm not going to put any details of what actually happened at the end of this battle, but following this, the next day up at Franklin was a huge battle. I mean, real huge battle. But all of the forces were stagnant. So anyway, get on there and hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And put some comments down there. SoCalSabre saying thank you very much. Take care of yourselves and be kind to each other.